Whew, that was hard. Hello, my name is Brian Frasier-Moore, and I'm 22 years old. No, I'm really not 22 years old. I am 44 years old. I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That was my upbringing. I grew up there, and I'm now residing in Los Angeles, California. I've been there for 6 years. Currently, I am playing, this is tricky. I just finished Justin Timberlake's tour. Wait a minute. No, I just finished Madonna's tour. I'm sorry. I just finished Madonna Rebel Heart tour, and now I'm currently with Adam Blackstone, who does all of the BET award shows and the VH1 tributes and everything like that, who is actually the musical director for Justin Timberlake. I'm a drummer. I like to think that I'm a drummer until I see all of these other amazing drummers. But I'm a drummer. I play a little bit of keyboards, and I try at the bass. And I also tried at the violin, but my mother said it was terrible. My forte? Wow, that's a good question. My forte on the drum set, I think it's actually painting a picture, helping to paint the picture. Whatever it calls for, if it calls for patience, if it calls for aggression, if it calls for love or passion, I think that that's my forte in helping to create the bigger picture. I'm endorsed by Pearl Drums, Evans Drum Heads, Sabian Cymbals, Veda Drumsticks, Daz Drum Pads, and Drumstatic Custom Drum Heads. The first drummer I knew by name? Oh man. Okay, you're taking me back to my roots. Let's say I grew up in a church background, so some of these drummers maybe some people haven't heard of, but they're like icons to me, like Jeff Davis, Anthony Spike McCray, Garfield Williams, and Lil John Roberts. These were all guys that I was growing up that I followed, played for huge gospel artists and jazz artists. Great guys. How I got hooked on drums, my mother doesn't want to take responsibility for this, but I got hooked on drums. It was a natural thing. So I would bang on the encyclopedias that my mother worked so hard to buy, and she bought me the first drum set. But I grew up in church, which means I had to play. I had to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning to sit on the side and pray and then be able to play. And Wednesday night Bible study, and Tuesday night, and Friday night, and Saturday afternoon. So my parents are responsible for that. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Yes, self-taught. Growing up in church is actually like, kind of like the school of hard knocks, you know what I mean? But yes, self-taught. And then I learned how to read music later on in life. You know, I love to be a musician because it's an out. It's an expression. It's something I get to do that most people don't get to do is express myself. When I'm sad, when I'm angry, when I'm happy, I can always go to my default of being a musician and express myself to the fullest. Music to check out, my man Dontae Winslow, all right? He's a trumpet player. He plays with Justin Timberlake and the Tennessee Kids, but he's an amazing artist. He has many records out. Dontae Winslow, go check him out. It's amazing. I played on his record too. There's been life-changing moments, I guess, through my whole career. This is my 25th year of touring, not the music business, but just touring. And life-changing moments happen all the time, like the time when I did a clinic with Famularo and Omar Hakim and Thomas Lang, and they say, Famularo says, man, we love the way you talk to the people. We love your clinics, Brian, you're a nice guy, but when you're really ready to do it, we're here for you. I said, huh? But he was true, branding myself, teaching others, giving back, just the joy and giving and helping someone else. That was a real game changer for me, for those guys to invest in me, what they've been doing for years. I draw inspiration from everything. Now, this is a crazy one because I'm a drummer and I actually draw inspiration from other drummers with no hate, with no jealousy, with no ego. This is something that I think is a blessing, to be able to bypass all of those things and to see the beauty in someone else's expression, even though they play the same instrument as you. It's a beautiful thing. Hard worker. I'm my worst critic, so it's hard for me to ever admit anything like talented. But I run BFM World by myself, like you do, and I'm definitely a hard worker. I'm not afraid to work hard. My wife would like to think that I have a hobby. It's helping her with. She's a music teacher. She teaches grades 1 through 6, if I'm not mistaken. And she's the music teacher, and she does Aladdin and Peter Pan and these huge theater productions. And one of my hobbies is to help her with sets and designing and painting and doing stuff, as well as us going to theater. We love theater. We the Motown musical, Chicago, whatever we can get our hands on. So I just like to be, my hobbies pretty much in a nutshell don't have anything to do with playing drums. It's the best. I do. You can do it. Plain and simple. You can do it. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't, because you can. Absolutely. If you want it, you can do it. You can have it. And just be a hard worker and believe in yourself and do what's right. Treat people right.
So, by the way, we are in London.
We are. London town.
London town. Because the London Drum Show is on. It's been on today and it will be on tomorrow, and you will perform.
Yes.
There. That's why you're here.
I'm super excited. It's my first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So normally you play on the road, you play in big stadiums, arenas, you play big gigs. You play with, you just said it, Madonna, Justin Timberlake, Usher, Janet Jackson, many more. How do you do that? How do you get those big gigs? And I was going to ask you something else, because I have a quote. Can I read that real quick? It's a quote.
I hope it was a good one.
I think it's very good.
Okay.
So it says, I'm not much impressed by drummers these days. I always end up preferring drum loops to live drummers. But when Brian plays, you pay attention.
I didn't know she sent that quote, and I was surprised actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So let's reveal who said it.
Madonna.
Madonna said it.
There was an article in Modern Drummer.
Okay.
And I was asking her, do you mind if you send the quote in or anything? And they were like, okay, but I didn't know that she sent it. So that quote was actually a surprise to me. I was actually surprised to hear that she felt like that, But it meant a lot, you know. Not to just say, oh, Madonna thinks that, but just as a player, and you're giving your all, and you want to know that the person appreciates it. So that meant a lot.
So do you have an idea why all these artists like to listen to you?
I don't think I'm anything special like that, but to be honest, my approach is more towards recreating the sound that they already put down. So say for instance, if Janet Jackson, if I'm playing with Janet Jackson, then I'll trigger her original sounds and I'll try to actually play those sounds like they did on the record or that feel. And then I'll insert myself wherever I can fit in, so it gives them the best of both worlds. Or like Madonna, if she likes electronic music, then I'll trigger everything and get those sounds and try to play like that or have that feel like that. But it's not, I don't think of myself as anything as like this just amazing, crazy drummer, because that doesn't really get those big gigs, you know what I mean?
What does?
Paying attention to what was already done. And to be honest, nobody wants to go in and play a gig and just be boring and just sit down and play. So your input becomes so important. You know, where you put things and how you put them and how fast you get out, you know, and you can add something and get back to the original beat. It's like situations like that, I would say.
Okay.
I don't know what you call that, but.
I don't know either. You're the topping, the icing of a cake. Maybe you can provide the basic needs and also on top something special.
Yeah, I guess that would kind of be what I'm talking about. So, say for like Janet Jackson, if we're doing Control or something like that, that song is set. You know, that drum part is set. So. Can I become that? Can I go back to that time when they were playing that and become that? And what do I have now that I can insert in there that's kind of on that same vibe? So you mash those two together, as well as let me catch her accents that she's doing. You know, she has a kick there, so I'm gonna catch that, and you mash all of these things together, and hopefully it comes out, you know, good.
And it helps that you're a nice person, I guess.
That's a, you know, from what I hear in this industry, that goes a long way. That goes longer than your talent or your ability to do whatever. But one guy told me, he says, we have a 2-hour show a day. He said, we got to make sure that this guy can last the other 22 hours of the day. You know, it's only 2 hours that we perform, but the other 22, he could be the worst person in the world. So I guess you grab that and put that all in the bundle as well. So.
Okay. In the profile, you also mentioned that you branded yourself.
Yes.
When did you find out that you have to do that? How did it happen?
This was maybe like right before the Justin Timberlake tour. We went out with Justin Timberlake for 2 years. And right before that, I was getting this whole itch right when Dom Famularo and Omar and them was telling me this, and I would see they have books that they sell at their clinics, and they have shirts, and they have instructional books, and they have all of the stuff. And I just had sticks to play drums, and you know, and then it kind of hit me like, in today's entertainment world, you have to be more than just that. Just not even a musician, but just today's entertainment world, you could be a basketball player. But you're going to see a basketball player go off and do commercials for Colgate, or you're going to see them brand themselves in different ways that can expand their business. So that's when it came to me, doing consultations, speaking to people, helping them, encouraging them. You can make it. You can try this. Sometimes people just call up and they just talk, and they just want to hear, what do you think? And that's my opportune time to say, well, you know what? It's not the end of the world. It's not. You can do this. You can do this, and that is what's needed in today's time. So I do seminars. I have BFM clothing. I have signature sticks. I have signature pads. I just have anything that I can actually brand and that I believe in to put it out to the masses, to make it bigger. That's where I'm at right now.
So that's important, I guess, that you believe in. You don't just do it for the money.
The knowledge, or not to sound like that, but the experiences that I share with them that will help them, they can never pay me for it. This is my 25th year of touring. You can never put a price on it, so it's never about the money. I got it in my heart. I want people to have a better chance at what they want to do, you know.
Okay.
And I'll have guys just follow me around, and people say, man, don't they get on your nerves? I'm like, yeah, they do sometimes, but I have, you know, this is whatever they can get from it. I'd rather it be positive, you know, and get something from it rather than, you know what, can you stop being around me? You know what I mean? So this is my lifelong mission, is to help as much as possible and to give people as much input to help them in their journey.
That's great. That's great. These days, social media is very important. It's replacing TV and papers.
Yeah.
So you're using it as well to market yourself. Do you have small, quick tips how to use it for drummers out there?
I do. I mean, think of it like this. When you, with some of my single friends, I say, you know, when you go on Instagram and you're looking at that girl, that pretty girl that you like, right? What's the first thing you do? You scroll all the way down and you want to see more. What is she doing? What kind of car does she drive? How does she dress? The industry looks at us like that. So you might have musical directors or A&R reps or new artists or established artists. It can be anyone. And if you pub yourself and actually grab their eye, they're going to go to your page, and what they're going to do? Same thing. They're going to scroll down. So you are what you eat, and you project what you are, to be honestly. So if I have friends that like to drink and get crazy and post it on Instagram, then what do you think is going to happen, you know? So use social media as a life timeline that anyone can go to and say, hey, I want this guy. That's how I try to use it.
Okay. You also said something, and I want to say it right. So let me look this up again.
I get scared.
No.
What did I say?
It's very short. Expertise meets opportunity. You have to be very well-rounded today. And what do you think? How well-rounded? What does a drummer need to pull off these days to be successful?
Well, think about it like this. There are musical directors that will call you and say, I need you to play, say like for instance, when I do a television show, I don't know what kind of music, I don't know what kind of artist is coming. It could be Travis, it could be Jill Scott, it could be Timberlake, it could be Queen Latifah, it can be all of these different styles of music. So unless, you know what I mean, unless I am well versed or understand or you are what you eat, unless I eat all of this, like it can be Diplo, it can be For Hero, it can be anything. So unless I eat this, then I'm not equipping myself the right way, you know, or unless I become these styles like we were talking about earlier with Janet Jackson, unless I can put on my hat, my Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis hat, and I'm like, oh, I'm right back here with the times, and then I can take that hat off, and then I can put this one. Those things become very valuable, and being called back, being liked, being respected, and things like that. So I definitely believe that you have to be well-rounded in today's industry. Let's be honest. Today's industry is worse than the industry that was 20 years ago, 10 years ago. So how much more prepared do you have to be now than back then? You know, you have to stay current. You have to keep your art current. You have to keep your ear to the streets. You have it's just what we have to do now.
So you still do that? You don't relax and sit back and think, I get called anyway?
No.
Do you explore new ways too?
Absolutely. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm never relaxed. I still come in early to rehearsals. I still try out all the music before I get to it. I still be serious in rehearsals. And anybody that knows me knows that that's how I am, because tomorrow's not promised, you know what I mean? You're only as good as your last job that you did. So I'm never, no time for relaxing, ever.
Okay.
Ricky Lawson, God rest his soul, he was one of my idols in this music business. Because not only was he a great player, not only was he a great guy, but he was humble enough to know that it was a constant battle. it's a constant climb up the ladder, and he would encourage people. Even the first time I met him, he invited me over his house. I said, I could be a mass murderer. You don't even know who I am. But so now, if I'm anywhere, and I can never be anywhere as close to what he was, but if some people actually may look at me like, yo, man, what do you have to say? It's my duty. That man did it for me. You know what I mean? And a lot of cats did it for me, so it's my duty to give back. I want to run for president.
I think you should. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm glad Ricky Lawson was one of your heroes,
Yes.
because otherwise you wouldn't let me interview you here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
We could talk longer, but you deserve some free time also.
Thank you. Thank you.
So please check out Brian Frasier-Moore. You can also talk to him in private. He has one-on-one counseling, you can
Yes.
call it,
Yes.
at BFM World. I'm pretty sure it's worth it. He has so much experience, 25 years and
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And he's a nice guy to hang out with, as so far as I can tell.
I'm gonna cry. No,
I
thank
didn't
you.
get paid for this, so it's all. We are honest. Since you are honest, I'm honest too.
Give me my money. No, I'm just-
So yes, check him out. Also his playing, of course. I will list some records you are on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So have a good show
Thank
tomorrow.
you so much.
And many, many more good shows.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you, thanks for watching, and please come watch again. Bye. Thank you so much.
That was great. I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.